Hello everyone and welcome to Launch Assault with the Ironside cast. I probably said that in the wrong order. Anyway, Ironside cast, Launch Assault 4v4 Eastern Front. Let's go for the players. Represent the Germans today. You have Nobby Gobs as die Waffenassist for the commander. You have Maverick straight Gate with mechanisierte Tactics for the Waffenassist. You have Smokey as the Wehrmacht without the commander choice. You have Crazy Man NL as the Wehrmacht without the commander choice. Represent the Soviets today. You have Glance 02 without the commander. You have General Kaiser without the commander. You have Von Lieb without a commander, and Kakabu without a commander. I guess the Soviets are going to pick something later on when they encounter the Germans. And Launch Assault is an interesting map because you have this very wide area with very few points down here. And you have this castle that's like ruined here in the center, and then you have this town up here where most of the fighting tends to take place. A lot of the points are present. And we are seeing the Soviets quickly get into the town here, trying to secure as much ground as possible. The Germans are slowly hopping over and making sandbags every now and then. And set up a defensive perimeter. The Germans are also moving up pretty far down here to ensure they have the southern point under control, which the Soviets will soon encounter. Yep, first shots have been fired. The Soviets now going to try and go for the center, but the Sturm Pioneers and Pioneers are already present to try and stop them. Oh, looks like we have Fallschirmjäger being picked there for Smokey, so we have some of the Luftwaffe potentially coming to help. Sturm Pioneers having a fight here against the Soviets. There's more Sturm Grenadiers coming up to help. They're a little bit close range though, which allows the Patabas to get some closer shots in. Now the Kunskas coming in, that's going to be a lot of extra rifles. Yeah, the Sturm Pioneers have to get out of there. Might be a lost Sturm Pioneer. Yep, Sturm Pioneers lost. That's a pretty big loss early on. Montevici coming up to try and help the Soviets hold the line. We have more Soviets coming into the center too. More Montevicis are going for some more professional infantry here for the Soviet Union by the looks of it. Lots of buildings being occupied by the Soviets as they keep advancing. And they're going to try and... Oh, they're breaking the graveyard wall. Using some destroy cover there. There's also some Force Grenadiers fighting up here in the northern part of the town. As the Soviets are working their way around again. We have soldiers of the Luftwaffe are going to try and hold the ground as best as they can. I'll tell you, these are not Luftwaffe troops specifically yet. I wonder if we'll see some Luftwaffe personnel soon. That'll be interesting to see, but instead we're just going to see Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers at the moment. I used to get the Scope Sturmgewehr with as a Fallschirmjäger. I wanted the Volksgrenadiers. I think I get the MD-34, yeah. Volksgrenadiers can get the MD-34. You're playing against Luftwaffe, which is pretty damn good actually. Germans also securing the castle. But the Sturm Grenadiers are still holding the ground down here. Lots of accurate rifle fire towards the Montevici mowing them down. And the Mechanisierte Grenadiers have secured the castle, not encountering any Soviets yet. The Soviets still try to apply pressure here on the town. Looks like we had some Jägers of the Luftwaffe coming out. So going for some more dedicated Luftwaffe infantry here. I believe the Jägers are actually very unique, that they arrive entirely equipped with Gewehr 43s and the Sturmgewehr, which makes them very good for the medium close quarters combat we might encounter in the town. That might be to the Germans' advantage then. We also have an artillery commander picked here from Von Lieb. Looks like the Grenadiers have to get out there quick. Little command choice from Crazy Man or the Soviet northern flank. Kakabu. Max now arrived here for the Soviets. To pin down the Germans a little bit easier. Now here in the southern flank we have a Max coming in here for the Soviets, but the smoke ray has been tossed. Looks like the Germans might prepare to do an assault of some kind. Yeah, the Sturm Grenadiers are going for it. Also being tossed into the smoke, but the bundle grenades already... Not bundle grenades, the fragmentation sleeping grenades already going into the structure. Max has to pull back quick as the Kunskas are going to go run slowly. It looks like the Germans managed to win out the engagement down here. Montevici is not going to be able to do much here, I think. They can't get behind this truck and then toss a Molotov. They're tossing a normal grenade first. And tossing a Molotov in to deny the structure for a little bit. You know, the Soviets are moving onto the graveyard slowly. Lots of action going on here. The Jägers now revealing themselves. Gewehr 43 is opening fire. Already forced the Zwicky back there. As the Mattcasting gun here is now setting up to help hold the front line down here. Looks like one Soviet's gone for shock, I think. Yep, General Kaiser's gone for the shock commander. And we have a tank being paid there for the southern flank. Doom Grenadiers remain around and waiting. We also have an MT-34 set up here by the Waffen-SS. They're firmly dug in here. Pass remains in German hands. But now the battle has somewhat quieted down. Orders now opening fire here from the Luftwaffe. Trying to be a little bit more aggressive with it. Oh, we have an MG-15 coming out here for the Jaegers. Used by Luftwaffe ground forces. It was essentially used to be placed on aircraft, I think. But the Luftwaffe dismounted them from aircraft and basically used them for their ground troops. Very intriguing weapon, to be honest. Has the weird H-shaped magazine. Which means it has more ammo, I think. 75 rounds. Yeah, that's something. MG-42 here keeping the Soviet sappers down now. The command choice here for the German on the northern flank. Hakabu has gone for motorized. That's what we're calling here in the German positions. Pulled in by the lieutenant here of the Soviet Union. Oh, double artillery from both lieutenants. That's gonna force the mechanized troops to get further back. And that is a lot of mortar rounds. And with that, the Soviets move up a little bit. Lots of smoke, too. Lots of smoke. Port headquarters being set up here in this little shed here from the Soviet Union. As shock troopers are being requisitioned. Looks like the Soviet Army Command has figured out that they need some dedicated shock troopers to break through this German line. They didn't expect the Germans to be so fortified around this town. The Jaegers are moving up here quickly with the MG-15 and Gewehr 43s. Soviets do have heavy cover to work with, though. Great being tossed there. Yeah, they're taking some losses there. Like the City Grenadiers have suffered heavy losses there, they have to pull back. And the Soviets can replenish here thanks to this yet. They'll have a front line to work with there. Meanwhile, the southern flank, with T-70 moving up to try and help the Soviets push as the Sturm Grenadiers keep trying to dig in. Still no command choice from Nabi Gops down here. But they're not really equipped for dealing with the T-70 at the moment. Fortunately, the sandbags are helping them hold. Pack 40 is being requisitioned. But will it arrive in time is the question. So it's Sappers coming up to try and move up with the T-70, I'm imagining. Yeah, the Sappers are going for it. Flamethrowers forcing one squad back. But Soviets have been taking a lot of losses here. Soviets have to pull back again. Panzerfaust are being equipped here slowly for the Sturm Grenadiers. Looks like they will hold the line. The T-70 was starting up to break through them. Artillery being used here to force the Germans further back into the fields now. We also have some Fallschirmjägers now from the Wehrmacht showing up. Some German paratroopers now being used as elite ground forces. So Soviets are pushing further and further in. Crazy Man has gone for Panzer Tactics, or Panzer Division. So you might see some heavier German tanks later on. 2-2 in the field here in the streets. Putting it into work. Lots of fighting keeps going on. Down here, the T-70 remains. Still no command choice here from Nabi Gops. The T-70 coming here for the center for the Soviet Union. We also have a Valentine tank coming up for the northern flank here. Lend-Lease from the British Commonwealth. Soviets became really fond of Valentine, I believe, using it as an aggressive recon tank. A surprisingly good gun for how small it is, so you need to be cautious. It's getting quite close to 2-2 though. Looks like his armor is too thick though. Flamethrowers hand out here to the Volksgrenadiers. Ooh, hitting the T-70 and destroying the gun. And yes, come back to try and help. I think the Flamethrower is actually the upgrade for the Volksgrenadiers if you're playing as Panzer. The Flamethrower 34 or 35. Oh, Mountain got hit by Panzerfaust, but it remains operational. Looks like the Waffen-SS keeps trying to push up here slowly. They're bunching up behind the sandbags though. You do not want to bunch up like that. It makes you an easier target to suppress. Even despite the heavy cover. You need to spread your troops out. That's not easy to do in this circumstance. Troops on the field. Looks like the Panzerbüchse are trying to do their best here, and they're so far working out. Good to see. It is a very good weapon in these cover-to-cover fights. Especially when they do stuff like that. Even if they don't do a lot of damage, they will be consistent. They are, however, being pinned because they're bunched up, but it makes them an easier target to suppress. Despite the heavy cover, if you're bunched up like this, you'll take extra suppression. Never bunch up your infantry. It just makes you easier to pin to the ground. You always want to keep your infantry spread out as much as possible when you're dealing with suppression-based weaponry like the MGs. Like basically, if you run into, say shock troopers fully equipped with PPSHs and you are bunched up like in the swarm, you'll just go suppress super quick and not win that engagement. Always remember stuff like that. It's the small things that is important to remember. Is that a flag? Oh, service is served a light artillery fire mission marker. Okay. I guess that makes sense. They are playing as artillery, I think. Yep, which allows them to do stuff like that. Oh, Jaegers got suppressed there by fragmentation rounds. And the lieutenant clears out the Jaegers. Southern flank remains in German hands, though. Another truck arriving here to help facilitate the Soviets maintaining their fight. But clearly the Soviet push is being slowed down a lot. Once they've been called here by the Soviet lieutenant. Lots of artillery going in. There's some decent damage here, but the Volksgrenadiers remain active. They also had an airdrop or something. Ah, a mortar and a light infantry gun here for the Luftwaffe. And they're being pinned down again thanks to the Maxim. Maxim's got some good shots in. Got an easy way here to fire. T-70 pushing in near the center. Little truck around here for the Soviet Union. They're being very motorized today. I like to see it. So it's still unable to push up down here. The Waffen-SS is very completely cornered at the moment. Panzer IV J is also starting to arrive. The PMs are doing their best to also help with the firefight. But the Soviets are bunching up themselves. But good to see they're moving up some squads as another squad comes up. You always want to keep your troops spread if you can. That's a lot of light machine guns here for the Germans. Lots of machine guns. Panzer keeps taking a lot of the hits there. Lots of Granatbüchse here. No Panzer goes down. That's not a big loss for the Soviets, so they can replace them a lot easier. So the Luftwaffe is getting more troops ready. We also have a Panzer II command tank. Looks like the Panzer Division is trying to figure out how to solve the situation. They have lit a lot of mines though in the city, but they haven't mined over here, which leaves them very vulnerable. Like if the Soviets decide to flank around very far. We also have some Odon on the field there. Some elite Soviet motorized infantry. Incendiary mortar barrage is also being used now. The Soviets are remaining in the fight very hard here. They're using shock troopers. Troopers are very effective at what they do. Those are down here. The Mthis is preparing to push. That's for J is going to lead the way. There's a Sis gun now. And it is a very narrow area down here, so you can't be a flank easy. Oh, main gun lost. So the Soviets hold this line for now. Order has arrived though. Oh, and looks like Nobigots has gone for Panzer Division or Panzer Tactics. We're gonna have Wehrmacht Panzer and Waffen-SS Panzer. That's a lot of potential heavy tanks. Artillery going in this is much heavy artillery. The Soviets maintaining their push. Having the access to the artillery commanders are really going to help the Soviets here. Oh, they did lose the lieutenant there. The Soviet artillery captain remains around here, keeping an eye on the front line. Also, T-34-76 is time to arrive. And specialist penal troopers. Maxim is doing a lot of work though. The Germans are just being pinned down. They don't have enough cover because they need more sandbags to cover all the squad. Lieutenant's also calling more artillery. The Soviets are being very aggressive and active with it. It's good to see. And they keep the truck nearby so they can keep replenishing. That's another wave of Soviet infantry pushes forwards. The Germans need some more heavy machine guns to help hold the ground. Got more sandbags being laid here quick by the Soviets. So they will succeed in getting them up. That'll help them to hold the line. They have to pull back. That's a lot of Germans coming up now. One of them has to go. That's unfortunate. What the hell's with some of these people? Like some of these people are a little bit too aggressive sounding. Let's see, the Soviets keep fighting here. He's only trying to push down here. Panzer IV is trying to advance here. And more artillery also landing down here. He's only taking a hit there from the Panzer IV. I don't think this structure's gonna last much longer. Lots of fighting going on here. Oh, good shot there. Was that a high explosive? That was a high explosive. So we need to produce something to break through. Unfortunately, Van Leap has to go soon, so that's very unfortunate for the Soviet side. Oh, we have an M on the north flank, a Lend-Lease Sherman. Well, unfortunately for it, there's a lot of mines in the town. We're not moving them out here. Being quite aggressive, moving into the next building. But there's a German heavy machine gun inside the other structure. M just moving up to take some shots though. Pack did get cleared out. But the tiller mine is right in front there. Ooh. If they moved a little bit further, it would be a problem. And then Van Leap had to go. So that's very unfortunate for the Soviet Union. Losing a player like that, that's going to give the Germans the advantage, I think. Especially because it looks like the Soviets were slowly just pushing up further and further. So very unfortunate there for the Soviet Union. Can the Soviets still turn this around though? Because now they're suffering very heavy casualties. So they have to redouble their efforts. They will also just spawn a lot of units. Well, that's a thing. Well, they don't have minesweepers. They don't know the artillery mines are there. Panzer is now starting to arrive for the Wehrmacht to try and hold the line. Soon give us up in hand out to them. Maxim sitting up there, ready to open fire. Great assault does go out though. Will that be enough? Looks like it might be. At least to force it off. Germans now start to advance slowly, realizing that they have an AI to fight in the front line, which is making it a little bit easier to work against. Lots of mortars and light artillery though from the Luftwaffe. Lots of light artillery here. giving the Germans quite the edge in medium artillery range or light artillery ranges. And the Tempests is just pushing up very aggressively here. And Outbooks and MG42s. There's a KVA coming. Also with MT pushing into the town. One MT did go down to the tiller mine there. And the artillery just keeps firing. KV is on the move. Putting a shrapnel around apparently. Heavy mortar also arriving here for the Soviet Union to try to apply some pressure. But it'll be targeted down by this German artillery pretty quick. Or at least very likely will be. KV got a good shot off there. Pretty sure this is the AI. Yeah, the AI is actually moving the tank a little bit. Honestly, so a little bit surprising. Didn't know the AI could actually coordinate the tank a little bit like that. Panzer IV is going to go for the kill though. Oh, no. Now it's going to be a problem. That's going to be a dead tank. I'm honestly surprised that the AI can use the KV-8 like that. Now it's too close to the Panzer IV. Several Panzer IVs and Panzerfaust hitting it. There it goes. Mountain tank prepared. MT moving down the street here. Needs infantry to spot for it though. Yeah, now it's vulnerable. Panzer IV is just sitting around. You always want infantry to spot for your tanks. And MT gets taken out there. The shock troopers are slowly being pushed back by the Tempests continuously. Those Granatbüchse are really starting to pay off. So it's need to make a breakthrough down here. Also, the Waffen-SS has slowly been pushed back, at least to the town, but they have a Panther tank coming in, which I think will solve that issue. I think the Germans are starting to get the upper hand now. There's a very tight area down here now, which is to the Panther's advantage. Lots of Sturmgrenadiers are ready to move up to try and help hold the line. MT trying to set up out in the open is not the wisest idea, but it might actually work out for them. Nope, they've been suppressed. That's a dead machine gun team. Great being tossed though by the other Sturmgrenadiers. Might actually save the MG team. But here comes the Panther tank. And I do not think the Soviets are prepared for fighting a Panther in these tight confines. It's not going to be easy to flank. So its thick frontal armor can really be shown to its full advantage here. The Sis don't really have a chance against the frontal armor at that range. So Constance quick getting the flank there. Konstantin trying to go for it, but the Panther just backs off. Panther is very maneuverable. With the center we have another T-3476. This can go a good shot off. We have an IS-2 coming out here for the shock army. Let's see if that will be enough to help push through all these German infantrymen. We also have an Immergrün set up here. Firing very aggressively close range. So German tanks now moving into the town. There's not a lot of Soviet mines to stop them. Honestly, not a lot of Soviet anything to stop them. We do have Katyushas waiting back here. But the Soviets kind of lack the munitions to keep these things firing. We have an Su-85 arriving here from the AI. And the 85 is slowly going to be arriving on the southern flank here for the Soviet tank army. But we need to see if that IS-2 can solve the issues that the Soviets are facing. Panzer IV took a hit there from something. I think about AT grenade. Yeah, because the Odon has AT grenades. Oh, they didn't throw it. Oh, there we go. There it went. IS-2 is running on the front line now. But the Soviet shock troops have to pull back. Done too much artillery fire here. This with the Imoguin firing. But the IS-2 is about to arrive. Will that be enough to save the Soviet army? That is the question. The Soviet army is certainly facing some very hard issues at the moment. That said, the Tempests are not really equipped for dealing with an IS-2. I don't think a lot of the Germans are equipped for dealing with an IS-2 at the moment. But the IS-2 is not very supported at the moment. It needs infantry to stay near it. Its vision is pretty damn horrible on its own. Some on flank 85, T-54 is starting to arrive here. Panther tank has to be a little bit cautious. The Soviet massive infantry is present. That's a lot of very veteran Fonsaviki. Panther 4H is stuck up there. It's been immobilized. I don't think the Germans can get that thing fixed quick. M-Tech clears it out. Another Sherman 76 driving through. Looks like they do manage to do a half, what's it called again? Panzerknacker. Panzerknacker, that T-44. IS-2 needs to figure out where it wants to push through. Patricia's opening fire. Stunning and doing some damage to the Germans in the town. Here comes the IS. And again, the Germans are not really equipped for that, but they can use the streets to their advantage by hiding behind buildings. Get around the flank of it and then throw AT grenades on it. Or they can do it into an AT mine. If they can get the IS-2 to be stuck, it will be an easy target. I think it's just getting it to be stuck. Because this thing is quite a beast of a vehicle. Trying to apply some pressure here for the center. On the southern flank, we have the Soviets trying to push up again. I do like the very static fighting going on the southern flank between the tank commanders down here on this narrow passage in front of the castle. The Soviets are just slowly pushing up further and further. And keeping their truck back here to keep the tanks supplied. As the IS-2 keeps trying to apply pressure here. And the Imogen just keeps firing at something. One squad gets taken out there. Oh, good Katyusha around there. Nice, just ready to fire again. I think it takes a while to fire. Oh, got hit by a Panzer strike. It's taking some mobility damage. IS-2 is a very hard nut to crack. Some more MTs are trying to push from the flank up here. But the Soviets need to get this thing repaired quick. You know, down here the Soviet tank army is slowly pushing through. The Panzer Divisions are not actually able to keep up the fight with the T-54s. A lot of them are starting to arrive, and all the CIS are supporting them too. Well played from Glanzo too down here, actually. Able to use the bottleneck somehow to the advantage, despite the Waffen-SS should be better at it. Generally, Soviets tend to do worse in a bottleneck engagement, but so far they're making it work. Which I'm honestly surprised. I guess the Germans need to dig in their tanks or something, but that's definitely not happening. They've been pushed back to the little village town area. More weapons now that the Soviets can grab, like MT-42s. Not looking good for the Germans there. More T-54 survives are trying to work around down here, just next to the river. IS-2 is quickly being repaired. They need to get this thing repaired to be as fighting capable as possible. Because this IS-2 is basically what the center are ensuring that the Germans are kept at bay. Because that's a lot of German infantry and support weapons. Not a lot of armor from the Germans at the moment. You do see a Panther tank be prepared by the Wehrmacht. Panther remains strong in the southern flank, but they have lost a lot of infantry. As more and more Soviets are arriving here for the southern flank, taking more and more sandbags. Another MG pushing up here in the town. A lot of maneuvering on the northern flank of the town here. IS-2 is still not fully repaired. They're still pushing it forward. We can still do some good fighting here. Especially with the emo green firing when they were repairing it. That probably makes sense to move then. Emo greens have been quite aggressive. But the IS-2 is ready for fighting again. Lots of packs have been set up though. Need to be quick with that thing. Panzer IV-H pushing up pretty far here. Using his anti-infantry grenades. Got a good shot there from the Ensure. Will it win out? That's the question. They both killed each other. Okay. That does happen sometimes. IS-2's pushing the front line though. Got a good high explosive round right there.
We have lost the defensive structure.
The IS-2's frontal armor is really working off here. It is a breakthrough tank. It's very good at dealing with frontal pack guns like this. Especially those calibers that cannot pierce it. It's kind of what it's intended for. Actually trying to do their best though, but this thing is just very hard to fight. It is very hard to win IS-2. I think it is the most heavily armored vehicle the Allies have access to. I think it has more frontal armor than the Panther or a Tiger, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a lot. I think only the King Tiger and the Jagd Tiger has more frontal armor than the IS-2 in the game. This thing is ridiculously armored. But hit by a Panzer, it has to pull back. But it has done a lot of damage to the German front line. The Dushka on top helps for keeping the AT gun suppressed too. IS-2 quickly being pulled back for repairs. It's done its job though. It's done a lot of good work. Maybe the T-54s are pushing on the southern flank. More and more of them are arriving. We do have a Tiger tank arriving here for the Waffen-SS to try and hold them off. The Tiger tank will be able to penetrate and kill them in one shot generally, but the Tiger tank's frontal armor is not that good against 85mm. Meanwhile, we have a Panther pushing up here in the northern part of the town. So it's slowly being encircled. We need to get this IS-2 at the ready. But I don't know where to place it so we can prepare us, I think. At least safely. But 85s are still pushing through down here. Big Panther engagement. Driver injured on the Panther. Oh, penetration shot there in the Tiger. Panther's taking some severe damage here from the 85s. 85's going in for it. Takes out the Tiger. Through the smoke. I mean, there's actually not a lot to stop the 85s. But Glance has been cautious, which is good. You don't want to be a little bit cautious. But if this service can push through here and encircle the Germans could be in big trouble. Panther tries to push up here. Oh, good shot down on the T-54. But the Panther's very vulnerable. And the 85s are just driving through. Panther gets cleared out. Hands fast on 185 there. Now the Soviet infantry needs to follow up behind this. Where's the Soviet infantry? On one squad. Oh, they're all back at the base. But the 85s are clearing through everything. The IS-2 basically just has to hold the center and wait for the 85s to clear out the flank. The Germans are in big trouble. They do have a squad of Fallschirmjägers with an improved Panzer strike on the flank. That's a good shot there. Now the 85 is able to encircle. It's not looking good here for the Germans. One Panzer Voyage is being redirected. He tries to pull back for repairs quick. And the is that an immigrant firing? Or is that Soviet artillery? I'm not sure. Oh, that's an immigrant fire down there to try and keep the Soviets at bay. That's just being repaired back here. We have a second IS-2 coming out. Basically, the Soviets just have to hold on. They have the flank open down here, and once the 85 is ready for move for an attack again, and the artillery ends, I think the 85s could overrun the German front line by just a full encirclement. I was trying to get inside the castle here, but the Grenadiers are holding the position. IS-2 still in some repairs there. Udon is basically down to just their Udon infantry and the Katyusha supports. Oh, some mines also being laid by the Soviets in case they get pushed back. Good to see. They are preparing for the time ahead. But no Germans there. 85 should have a very clear way to get around the flank here now. And they're gonna take it. Germans gonna be in big trouble when these tanks start coming down the road. Laying out the cash there first. As the IS-2 tries to press on the center here. And 85s coming up down the road. Lots of 85s are coming. As I am assuming Glance has gotten all the upgrades for the Soviet tank. But essentially they can just get these things for basically nothing. The Soviet tank army is really just pushing through. Targeting the immigrants now. Immigrant firing close range, but to no avail. The Soviets are about to overrun these German positions so they can just push on both sides. I assume that's what the IS-2s are now going to do. Yeah, IS-2s are going for the frontal engagement. Because some of the packs are turned to face the T-54s. One pack gets cleared out there. Frontal arm of the IS-2 is holding up against the Panzer tricks. And the T-54s are now going for the German bases. It is very hard to fight IS-2s, as I've told you. Very aggressive tank here. But where's all the Soviet infantry? As 85s is still suffering losses down there as they try to go for the German base. I think they should just have swung up to attack from the flank here. Where's the shock troopers? They need to follow up behind the tanks. Well, the Soviet Capitan is moving. But they're pushing through the German defenders. I don't think the Germans can hold on much longer. Feels like they have been kinda taken out for the most part. And in this point, the Germans surrender. The Soviets push through. Pretty damn good game, despite Von Lieb had to go, which is unfortunate. But the IS-2s and the T-54s really won the day for the Soviet Union. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.